Hey, what's up, guys? It is the IT Collector, your buddy, your pal, and today we're doing a special review on UFC action figures. Now, if you subscribe to my channel, you'll notice I don't do too much sports, but UFC is one thing I do have a passion for, and I have collected several figures throughout the years. Some of the ones that are just classic that I want to talk about today is Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell. Now, if you guys are UFC fans, you know that this is just a rivalry that kind of increased the audience and the passion of UFC fans back then. They fought about 3 times, and Chuck Liddell won the first two in the UFC. And then recently, when they're like 40, 50 years old, they had like an exhibition fight with Golden Boy Promotions, which is Oscar De La Hoya's group, and Tito Ortiz won that one. Debatable, but that's what happened there. But yeah, it was just a great rivalry, and it's pretty awesome that they created these 2 packs. These are the older figures. They're made by Jakks Pacific, and they no longer, I believe, I don't know if they have the license anymore, but they're not made. They don't make these anymore. So there's a different line out, which I also collect, which you can find in a different review. But for now, let's take a closer look at these figures. So now that we have them out of the box, let's take a closer look at them. Um, we'll check out the size comparison. As you can see, they're almost about 8 inches high. I want to say about maybe at least 7.5. They're identical. Of course, statistically, I don't think they're the same height. Um, Actually, on the back of the box, it does say that Tito is 6'3" and Chuck Liddell is 6'2". So I don't know if it's to scale. I could compare with another figure in a second. Anywho, so as you can see, let's start with the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. And you can take a look at his likeness. So he has that iconic beard and mohawk look going, which I guess you can tell it's him. But if you look at the actual features of his face, it's not. It doesn't look that much like him. But obviously, if you are a fan of the sport, then you know who it is. So he comes with his iconic Iceman Chuck Liddell shorts. And now, as for Tito, the Huntington Beach Bad Boy, which is his nickname, again, not so much that great of a likeness. Maybe from far or from straight up, it kind of looks like him, but I wouldn't say so much. Maybe the side profile. And he has those camo shorts that he's worn before. I did notice that, for example, back here in the picture, it shows the logos and stuff on the shorts, but on his actual shorts, it doesn't show anything. So that's kind of weird. But anyways, let's take one of these guys out, and so we can see how much articulation they have. Take out Chuck here. There's no tie wraps, nothing like that, so pretty easy to take out. So like I said, he's about 8 inches, 7.5 inches high, and they have very good articulation. He even has one of his famous tattoos on his shoulder and the one on his head, which is kind of cool. I like that they add this little details. This one is the Pit Kempo. So I guess he's a Kempo fighter. I don't recall. It's been forever since I've watched him, but still an iconic fighter. So they can move up and down on the chest. As you can see, they have the typical joints for the shoulders, the wrist, and then elbows, and then the wrist here, which is pretty cool. They don't come with any other hands or limbs or anything like that. He does bend at the knee, and of course his hip joint, and even the ankle. So it's a lot of articulation. I gotta admit, it's pretty well done. I really do. This isn't the first time I open one of these figures, so I'm already familiar with it, and I do remember them being very good articulation. And of course, the head moves up and down there. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much the main thing about these guys. The package itself is pretty cool. Of course, you can have these guys maybe fighting in some kind of way, which would be awesome. And especially because they can articulate so well. And then if you look at the back of the box, since this is the older Jack's made by Jack's Pacific, you can see the other fighters that they have, which is BJ Penn, Kenny Florian. There's the Chuck Liddell. You saw in one of my other reviews of my sports memorabilia that I have the Hoist Gracie one on display. And then, of course, Dan Severn, which was, I believe, UFC 4. And they say, oh, there you go. That's the battles that they have. 66 and UFC 101. Which was BJ Penn and Ken Flo, as I said. And on the back, it just says the stats for each fighter, their weight, height, where they fight out of, wherever they're born. So that's pretty cool. I think this is an awesome 2-pack if you're a UFC fan and you collect this type of stuff. So there you go. That's a closer look at the actual figures themselves. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you become a fan of getting the actual action figures. I know a lot of people that are fans of UFC didn't know they exist. Of course, not everybody that's UFC is a action figure collector, but hey, I am one of them, and these are just a must-have. So make sure you subscribe so you can see the new line that just came out by Jazzware, and it's a lot more current figures. So besides that, I also, if you look at my channel, I collect a lot of stuff from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and that ranges from Star Wars all the way to Marvel figures to Terminator, Predator, Transformers, all kinds of stuff like that. So stay tuned for a lot more UFC stuff and other content.